Hi there, Ronnie here, Amber's Night, coming at you with another video. This is pretty much my thoughts and feelings about the Winter RPG Day that I attended last Saturday, the 16th of March, in Largs. I was very nervous about going, and it was a bunch of people I'd never met before. And I have to say that it was a very enjoyable day. I was made to feel very welcome by the shop owner. That's the bus stop toy shop in Largs. There's your shout out. The afternoon game, well, there was 3 afternoon games. I can only really talk about the ones I was involved in because, I was busy with my stuff. The afternoon game I was involved in was myself running Castle Falkenstein. And I had written a scenario and made characters up for a game that was pretty much set in one location, in this case a train, where there was all kinds of skullduggery happening around, which the characters weren't actually privy to, because we just didn't have the time. It was a 4-hour game, so it was pretty tight. None of the players not only had they never played Castle Falkenstein before, they hadn't heard of it, which is understandable in so much as it is a game that very few people know. But it's also sad because very few people know it. It's a great game. So the game went very well. I had a lot more bad guys, sort of obstacles for the players to face, and it turned out I didn't need them. I ended up not using anywhere near the amount of bad guys that they had, which was fine. I tend to write too much stuff anyway. But the game went well. I got a lot of positive feedback for my GMing, which is why I went. I wanted to see whether I was a decent GM or not. People seem to like what I do, so I'll take that as a win. And a lot of people liked the game system, to the point where a few of them are actually considering buying the PDFs. So, I'm all for promoting the hell out of that game because I still think it's a damn shame that it was never as popular as I think it should have been. So yeah, the afternoon game went very well. I think everyone enjoyed themselves. It was a good time. The evening game, I ended up playing Hunter the Vigil, which is a setting for the New World of Darkness rule set. Now, I had never played New World of Darkness at all. My only sort of reference point for World of Darkness at all is a game I played of, I think it was first edition, Vampire the Masquerade, many years ago. So this was a chance to play, which I do rarely. And I don't say that complainingly. I enjoy GM, but every now and again it's nice to play. It was billed as a horror game. Oh yes, billed as a horror game. No chance. The GM and the players, actually some of the players I was with were players in my game in the afternoon, which was nice. It was a nice point of reference. And I think I was one of the oldest players there. Certainly there were a lot of sort of, people in their late teens and 20s there. I think I was one of the older ones. And it was a fun game. It was a police procedural with sort of investigating a murder which turned out to have supernatural overtones to it. It was a good game. I mean, we were on a hiding to nothing, essentially. Our team we'd been sort of dropped in with our team already having lost a couple of people, internal affairs were already investigating us. We were assumed to be crooked cops. It didn't help that we were a major crime squad, and we also covered narcotics. So I mean, we had that reputation going into the scenario that we were sort of corrupt, and we weren't getting much leeway. I think the GM had assumed that we would do a certain amount on day one and lead things, and then it would go on to day two. But being a proactive set of players that we had, we just kept on right on going all the way through day one. The upshot is the game never got close to being finished. This isn't there isn't any fault to be had. Just sometimes that happens. You know, the GM clearly thought a certain thing was going to happen, and to his great credit, he adapted very quickly when he realized that we were not just going to sit back and not be involved. We were going to go straight in there and just, you know, be as proactive as possible throughout the whole game. And he adapted very quickly. I do enjoy, one of the reasons I enjoy playing, other than it's nice to play, is watching GMs. I do like watching GMs because I do like to, I compare. And I don't compare in a sort of, I don't compare in any sort of scale. I don't sit there and go, you know, that GM's better or the same or worse than me. I don't do that. It's a very arrogant way to live, in my opinion, and I don't do it. What I do like to do is when I see their style and I sort of go, I wouldn't have done that. I would have done this. I would have done that. Or I'll see them do something and say, oh, I like the way they do that. I might just nick that and amalgamate it. And I have to say, the GM we had for Hunt of the Vigil I thought was excellent. His name I cannot recall, and my apologies for it. But he was a very good GM. He kept the game going, especially as every possible pun. I know some of my players hate my puns, but I tell you, I was in complete amateur hour there. Some of my puns were nowhere near what was going around that table. I mean, don't get me wrong, I threw in more than my tuppence worth. But it was just a good scenario. It was a good laugh. I don't think that was quite what he was hoping for with a horror scenario, but a good time was had by all. And at the end of the day, it is a game, folks. We're meant to have fun. And certainly for that scenario, we were having fun. We weren't getting much done, but we were having a whole lot of fun. We were having a ball. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was a very nice place, nice people, and it was a very good experience for me. And I'm glad I went. I'm glad I pushed myself to go. I'm glad that certain friends, Jackie and Caroline and David and Alan, and many others, but those immediately come to mind. Kirsty, they all, you know, were very, very encouraging, and it was good it was nice, and it was a really good day, so I'm very happy. So yeah, that's just my sort of overview and thoughts on what happened in Largs, and I'll be back with another video very soon.